I didn't set out to be the longest red badger of the Three Creeks Club, but that is just kind of how it's turned out. That's actually really pretty counterintuitive to who I am as a person. I typically come in and want to check all the boxes. And it's just been a really interesting and humbling experience as I've joined the Three Creeks Club to now hold the longest Red Badger Award, which is almost 3 years. So when I decided to join Rotary, I looked at different service clubs and I thought about what really resonated with me. And ultimately, the reason that I picked Rotary was because of the mission around eradication of polio. I'm an infectious disease epidemiologist, and I grew up in a family that was very service oriented. And so I knew I wanted to be part of a bigger community that believed in service and reached out into the community and provided that service back. And then Rotary was really just an awesome natural fit for me because of the mission behind polio. So before the pandemic, when I would tell people that I was an infectious disease epidemiologist, they would get me confused with a dermatologist and they'd want to show me their lumps and bumps and warts. And I say, oh no, not me. But what I really wanted to hear about was their experiences with infectious diseases and explain to them that my job is a disease detective. I figure out how diseases are being spread and what are the best ways to stop it. And so prior to the pandemic, most people just really didn't know what I did. And so Rotary, though, people understood that because they understood that we were trying to eradicate polio. So little did I know that the mission of Rotary would end up being a global mission around other diseases for me over the last few years. So when I joined Rotary, the first thing that happened was I got my list and I was all excited to get started on checking things off. And almost immediately, we had an outbreak of measles in our community. And so I remember going to Rotary and to our meetings and just really sharing with people what was happening in the community, what was going on with the exposures, how they could keep their young ones under 12 months safe who had not eligible for vaccination. And it really felt like I was connecting my work with the people that I love in my community. And that was something that meant a ton to me. And so I started, that was taking up, it was 4 months of fighting measles here in Clark County, Washington, and thinking about how do we prevent this, but also in the back of my head, thinking about all of the challenges that exist for us to eradicate polio internationally, and always trying to tie back to that and thinking about how fortunate we were to have access to this vaccine and to have this be a preventable outbreak and the frustration around the preventability of it, and using my expertise to share that. So then as we rolled into COVID, one of the biggest things that happened for me was I got to apply my knowledge of infectious diseases to my club and to other clubs. I had clubs that were reaching out and asking me to come and speak about it. And I felt like I could really connect my work into my Rotary family, my greater Rotary family, not just my club, but the other clubs around. But the thing that came back tenfold to me in sharing those expertise with people around how to keep their businesses safe and how to keep their families safe was the support that I got from my Rotary family. There wasn't a week that went by that someone didn't reach out and ask me how I was doing. They knew I was working millions of hours trying to prevent this and thinking about how to keep healthcare workers safe, how to keep our family and the Rotary safe, but also offering support. They came, dropped baked goods at our house, sent notes of encouragement and support. In one case, a bottle of very nice bourbon. And I just realized that what all came back to me was, even though I was serving my community and serving my Rotarians, they were in turn serving me. And that's really what Rotary is about, is making everyone better.